All right, and we
Hi.
are live.
Woo!
Woo.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to episode 105. This episode of 2OC, we talk about Mermaid controversy, where my Mushu at, and Anton and I suit up for battle. I'm Mount Flores. Wow.
Flores, and I'm
Flores.
Anton Duong.
I've heard, my Mexican side came out there.
Yeah,
Alan Flores.
yeah, you gotta roll the tongue a little bit
Yeah,
there.
Flores. All right. Anton, we've had a very long gap since we
Yeah,
last
very
recorded.
long gap because for whoever's watching this on YouTube, there's not a gap at all. But I haven't really got a chance to put together our last episode for the podcast listeners, and I have to tell you, dude, this week has been insanely crazy. Usually Mondays is when I edit the episode.
Yeah.
But this whole entire week, we had something at work, and it's kind of like an unexpected project.
Mm-hmm.
We have a upcoming event in Las Vegas. We have a booth at one of the beauty shows. I help work on some of the stuff, so
Don't like going to DEF CON.
yeah. So they sent we had someone design a booth, and they basically sourced it overseas.
Uh-huh.
And usually when stuff is being sourced overseas, it's cheaper, but it's cheaper for a reason.
Oh, it's foam.
No, it's not just foam. The stuff comes in container.
Uh-huh.
There's over like 10 different pallets, and everything is labeled, but it doesn't make any sense. There's no instructions.
So it's IKEA furniture.
Yes. Well, at least IKEA furniture, you have pictures and you get to see like, where
Yeah,
bolts and
yeah.
stuff go. But this one is like more of an impromptu. They have we got a rendered picture of what the whole entire booth looks like, but we have no instructions. So we had to lay everything out. And one day we set one whole day we spent just laying things out all the way to
Uh-huh.
like 11
Unpackaging
o'clock
everything.
at night.
This is a Lego set on a larger scale.
Yeah, imagine you lost your instructions. That's basically what this was. So our second day was on Tuesday. We spent the whole day trying to build the storage, which is the box that you usually see at trade shows, and
Hmm.
there's like a door.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff that was very unsettling about it because it doesn't feel like it was enforced. Like some of the structure wise, it would just wobble back and forth, which is a bad thing. If someone knocks it over, the
Yeah.
whole entire booth knocks over.
Yeah, and the thing is, nobody has to be like malicious to do it either. It could honestly be the floor is just so crowded, and there's points in convention centers where there's just like too many people crowded in a little alley or lane,
Yeah,
and people just bump into stuff.
exactly. So we had to go to Home Depot a bunch of times because we had to figure out what do we need. Like
You need
uh,
a Mexican. That's what you need.
surprisingly over here, I think it's
Well, Cubans.
yeah Cubans, Cubans and Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oye,
but
chico.
yeah. So I came up with the idea to do bolts and wing nuts.
Okay. So kind of
Bolts, yeah,
easy to twist off.
yeah. It's better to hand tighten everything because if you hand drill everything, it's probably like a one time use thing, and a lot of the screws
Uh-huh.
sometimes it over tighten something and it would just burst.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can, and same thing with like certain IKEA furniture too. If you over tighten the screw, you'll like kind of crack the wood or crack whatever the material is. So,
Hmm.
I'm guessing the material is not that good either. Is it at least like solid wood, or is it
Okay,
like
so imagine this, like those plywoods.
the particle boards
Um,
or whatever?
yeah, imagine that, but it's the material is made of like recycled stuff that's compressed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that stuff doesn't really last that long. Once you drill it in, that's it. That's like a one-time use thing. But we want to keep on reusing this thing. It wasn't really our design. Someone was responsible for it, but I mean, we don't really have a choice. But
Yeah.
anyways, we worked on the storage part, and then on top of the storage, there is a sign on top, and that is a box all around. We had to build
Okay.
that on the third day, and then the next day we started working on the flooring because the flooring is very confusing too because it's all in tiles,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to put like a bottom layer first
Mm-hmm.
to enforce people stepping on top of the tiles,
Yeah.
and then we would have to build a border. They sent us a crap ton of them.
Did you have
So
spares?
yeah, we had a lot of spares. So we basically had to do our own math by measuring the area
Mm-hmm.
and then how much materials we need. So that was a really big problem for us. Yeah, so that was pretty much my whole entire week, and then it was all up to the last minute to where the Halo convention was
Uh-huh.
around,
Yeah.
and I was okay. So I was
Well,
supposed to go
well,
on Friday.
before you get to the Halo convention,
Okay.
you had to do something very painful, and that you told me about on Wednesday after I told you what I saw, and you're like, I had to cancel mine.
Oh yeah. So Spider-Man
Yeah,
came
came out
out
Tuesday.
on Tuesday, and because I was stuck there at the warehouse trying to build the booth, I couldn't go watch Spider-Man, so I had to cancel. I had to cancel that.
What
Um,
when life gets in the way of your geekiness, it's gone too far.
yes, it has gone too far. So I didn't get to see it until Thursday night. And even on Thursday when we were working on the flooring, we just finished halfway, and I was like, screw you guys, I gotta go see this movie. And I watched the last one, which was like around like 9 something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um. Okay. So I'm just gonna just go straight to the convention. I'm curious,
Okay.
like, because I didn't realize it was this soon. I thought it was in August, but I guess that's the one in Anaheim.
Yeah, that's the one in Anaheim. So Friday rolls around, and I was still working on the flooring and everything, and I was expecting to finish around 3 o'clock, so then that way I can go to the convention and check look around and stuff like that. But I didn't get off work until like 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got off work, I went straight there and didn't close until 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then they opened an extra hour for VIP, which is a good
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I got there. I went to the merchandise area to see all the exclusive stuff. And, dude, when I got into this convention, it was small. It's really small compared to a lot of ones I've been to. It is ridiculously small.
You've been to the Anaheim Convention Center, right?
Yes.
How would you size it? Like a third of that size?
Okay, so
Uh,
you know how big the Anaheim convention is? It's like room after room after room, right?
mm-hmm.
So I would say it's probably about. It only opens up 2 rooms.
So two-thirds of the section.
Yeah, two like.
Because there's three major parts of that
Mhm.
Anaheim Convention Center
It'll
that you can
probably
tell.
be only one part.
One part? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably the size of like the candy convention. I forgot what it's
Cupcake.
called. No, what was it called? I know it's a sweets convention. The LA. Yeah, I forgot what
Cookie
it was.
Con.
Cookie Con. There we go. I was
Yeah.
thinking something with a C. That's probably the size of a Cookie Con then. That's depressing considering how big the Halo universe is.
Yeah. Okay, so I went to the merchandise area, and I saw something that a lot of people were carrying around. So I was like, oh, I want that. So I'll probably ask for that and see if I can get it. So I got there. I was like, oh, I'll take a Master Chief helmet, please.
Hmm.
And the girl was like, yeah, we're out of that. I'm like, oh, darn it.
Were they legit helmets or were they like kind of like statues?
They're legit helmets. Like you can actually put it on.
Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
was see. When you showed me the list of stuff, I was kind of like, I want the helmet, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna be disappointed. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good. Just go with the shirt or something.
Yeah. So yeah, I asked her that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we don't have it." I was like, "Oh damn it." I'll get that backpack right there, and she's like, "Yeah, we're out of that too." I was like, "Oh my god, so what do you have?" She's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
we
why
have
don't,
the Funkos, we have shirts."
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, why wouldn't they sell the demo, the display one? Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
one less thing they have to carry back.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I was like, so can I just get the one that you guys have on there? She's like, oh yeah, we might be getting some tomorrow. I was like, oh okay, all
And you
right.
would put up
So
a new one.
yeah, yeah. So anyways, I only had like 2 hours left, so I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you know what? I'll just get in line and for something. So I got in line for the experience. That I chose was, I think it was called Combat Deck.
Okay.
And the combat deck is basically a laser tag experience, but it's not. It doesn't feel like those laser tags that you go to, like where you
Hmm.
strap on that thing, and
Yeah.
then yeah,
You have sensors,
um,
whatever.
yeah. This one was very impromptu, and it works so well compared to all the other laser tags that I've ever been to. So
Uh-huh.
you basically wear this like headband thing that had like lights on it, and it's basically sensors.
Hmm.
And then the rifle that you have is the assault rifle that you have in the game,
Yeah.
in the Halo game. So this assault rifle has a couple buttons on it, but the only
Hmm.
main thing that you need to do is just shoot and also hit the reload button. So when you get into this laser tag game, they give you two
Yeah.
modes. The first mode that they let you play is assault, which is where you big team battle, where you shoot the other
Hmm.
team, and there's obstacles and everything that you can hide behind, and
Hmm.
it kind of does that Halo thing where when you shoot somebody or when you get hit, your your health bar goes down.
Oh, okay.
So it can go halfway and then you can hide for a little bit and it will go back up, kind of like how Halo does it, boop, where it goes
Yeah.
back up. But if you die, you have to go back to your spawn area and then wave your gun to refresh the sensors, and it
Hmm.
goes boop, goes back up, like how you
Yeah. Ooh.
revive in the game. So yeah, so that's assault. Our team won. I was the red team. It was red versus blue. The second round was snipers. Kind of similar to when we played Halo. The
Hmm.
snipers game is two shot kill.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where you hit, as long as it's two shots, it's a kill. But if you hit a headshot, it's an
Instant.
instant kill.
Yeah. The two-shot kill is one drains your shield, the other one kills you.
Yeah, yeah. So that was pretty awesome, dude. It felt like it was a little short, but I mean, it had enough time for you to experience it. I think they gave you probably about a 10-minute game, which is still pretty
Yeah. I mean,
decent.
for a big for a convention or whatever, that's pretty good
Hmm.
experience.
Yeah. So I did that. It took me an hour and a half in line, and that was towards the end of the day. And the line was, it looked shorter
Hmm.
that night than on Saturday. Saturday was triple the size of that line that I was in. But anyways, the next day I came back. I got to experience some of the other stuff. The Halo Ring experience, where
Hmm.
they give you a tour of what the ring, Halo Ring is all about. Like
Yeah.
you probably know most of the stories and all the lore already about what the ring is. Like there's life on there. Um, like how they have like giant machines under
Hmm.
that kind of like help uh, run the whole entire world.
Yeah. The Sentinels.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Sentinels. Yeah, so they basically tell you about the Sentinels. They tell you about the Forerunners. They tell you about
Hmm.
the Plague. And then they kind of give you like an experience of flying around and see what the whole ring is about. So that's kind of a cool experience, but um, the wait was a little too long. It was almost like 2.5 hours for me for that one.
Hmm.
I also did the Pelican training, which is
Ooh. Flight
you go
simulator.
in, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought it
Oh.
was gonna be really cool where you actually like feel like you're in there and flying and stuff, but it
Mm.
wasn't like that. So they have you come in, sit down, and they basically give everybody a station. So when something happens, you have to stand up, go to your station, and then you have to do stuff together. So you have to communicate with everybody. So they go, all right, you need to turn on oxygens. So everybody in the whole entire Pelican has to turn on their oxygens. So
Hmm.
there's a screen in front of you and it tells you what switches that needed to be switched on.
Yeah.
And if there was a station that didn't get to switch on, you basically say, hey, station number 5, you got to turn it on. So yeah, that's basically what it was. For a 2 hour wait, that wasn't worth it because it was only
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 minutes long.
Yeah, I would think like the laser tag would be more worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so summarizing this,
Mm-hmm.
how much was the convention and was it worth it?
The convention alone, if they had more experiences and have more people doing other things, so that way the wait is a lot less,
Uh-huh.
then I think it's totally worth it. If you were to go and experience it for a day, I don't think you can experience everything. You probably have to do 2 days to experience everything.
Hmm.
Um, the one last thing that I would say, the training grounds, the VR thing was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Hmm.
Like they strap you on and it feels like you're in Halo. The only thing about that is it doesn't look like a fully functional game.
Yeah, it's probably very minimal,
Hmm.
very limited experience.
Yeah.
Uh, how much was the you got the 3 day one, right?
Okay. So yeah, I got the 3 day one. 1 day is $60. 3 day is $130.
Okay.
Yeah. One more cool thing that I would like to mention is you download the app and you can go around and scan barcodes to collect things. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I started playing with that when I was there for the first day um, before I left at night. But the next day, I don't know. I think you have to spend a lot of time there in order to
To find
experience
everything.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, ton. Let's see here. Uh, oops, I don't know why I opened that. The other thing is one bit of news that
Hmm.
I'd like to show you, and you probably already saw it, but just in case, go to the Discord show images.
Hmm.
Um, finished one part of my costume.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Hmm.
Yeah,
Very
finished my
cool.
shield. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, way better than I thought it was gonna come out. So I'm
Hmm.
proud of myself in that one. Like as me and my girlfriend were putting on the star, we're like, it's coming together. Actually, it looks legit. um, yeah, the laying out the stripe and the star and the circle,
Hmm.
pain in the ass because you have to center everything. If it's not centered, it's not gonna lay out right.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Uh,
centered to me.
yeah, now it looks centered. When it's just like a giant red circle, you're like, where's the center?
Yeah, it just looks like a target.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's done.
Hmm.
That's part of one of the few things I got to work on this weekend. My weekend has been full of kids parties for
Hmm.
even though I don't have kids. Like my niece's birthday party was this morning, so that's why I couldn't record this morning. Um, it was fun though. I mean,
Hmm.
it's I get to load up on candies and donuts and stuff, so it's cool. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. All right, then you also got to do one more fun thing. I'm not the only one having fun.
Hmm.
What's going on with Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park. This is actually not here. This is actually in California.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right. I might have put in
yeah,
the wrong section there.
yeah. They actually upgraded the ride in Universal Studios Hollywood for
Yeah,
Jurassic World. It's no longer Jurassic Park.
yeah.
And this ride, dude, I saw the POV. It looks freaking awesome. Um, the layout is pretty similar to the old one. The only thing that makes this one different than the previous one is the very first part when you actually start to get into uh, the park itself.
Mhm.
In this one, you get to see You know how like in the first Jurassic World movie,
Hmm.
there's that scene where there's like a dinosaur fish, like a gator or something,
Hmm.
and it's like a splash zone that people were in, kind of like a SeaWorld area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what's in the very beginning of this part. So you get to experience something like that, and then it goes into some of the old stuff
Hmm.
that they kind of renovated to match Jurassic World, and then back to that building, and then you see T Rex, and you drop again.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it for the experience for the very beginning is probably worth it because it looks so awesome.
Yeah, they've been promoting it like crazy
Hmm.
in commercials on Hulu and just like regular TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, I put that in the wrong section. My bad. Uh,
no problem.
let's see here. There was one more thing that we wanted to cover. Oh yeah, the Comic-Con is coming up quick.
Yeah.
I think by the time this episode comes out, it's gonna be that following weekend.
Hmm.
Um, I I think it's gonna be a little chaotic for us. It's been a while since we've been to San Diego Comic-Con.
Hmm.
I'm sure some things have changed. Some things like the chaos have never changed.
Yeah. Well, I don't. It's been a while since we've gone. They have started doing the wristbands, where if you want to
Uh-huh.
get into Hall H, you would have to line up, and they give you wristbands.
Hmm.
So it goes by color. So if you have a specific color, you get to go in first in the morning.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So they basically give you the wristbands, and then they open up the lines at 5 o'clock in the morning. So they close it at 1 a.m. and then open it back up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Hmm.
But you set the line up to get the wristbands, all right? Pretty much, the wristbands are just there so you're not lined up all day there, right?
Yeah, so you just have to stay in line until 1 a.m. when they close it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that way you can go wherever and then come back again.
Pass.
Hmm.
All right. So the schedule has been released.
Hmm.
We're going Thursday, no, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
right?
Friday and Saturday.
Um, I have not looked at the schedule yet in its totality. I kind of just skimmed to see what's there.
Hmm.
Have has anything popped out to you that you want to check out?
Yeah. This is one of the first years that they're bringing back the Marvel panel,
Yeah.
MCU panel. They're doing a whole 90 minutes of it. So I think they're probably going to unveil the lineup of what movies to come.
Hall H, right?
Yeah, Hall H.
Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
I don't know which day it is, but let me double check real quick here.
yeah. So while you do that, I do want to reply to one of our listeners, Lupe, that commented on our last video. Uh, for this one, we didn't get press passes. We had to get buy it the old-fashioned way. But it was a two-prong attack. We applied for press, but we also tried to get the. We also didn't want to miss out on trying to get the regular tickets. So
Yeah.
it worked out. If not, we would have been screwed over and we would have missed out.
Okay, so it is on Saturday.
Okay.
So I am totally down to camp out on Friday night if you're not down.
I mean, I'm gonna have to.
Hmm.
And then Kevin Smith is gonna be there the following like 15, like half an hour later. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's see here. You know what? Nothing really. Is it me or is the smaller panels more exciting? Like I think like last year, like not last year, last time we were there, 2011.
Dude, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Um, I kind of like wanted to do more of the smaller panels, but it was just easier just to stick to the bigger halls, like Hall H
Yeah.
and Ballroom. I forgot what it's called. Ballroom 20.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ballroom 20. Um, Ballroom 20 is where I pissed off is it True Blood?
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries. Vampire
Vampire
Diaries.
Diaries. Yeah.
Fans. Yeah, hardcore fans. 'Cause I fell asleep. I didn't care about it. But it
Mhm.
looks like Hall B. Ballroom 20 is gonna be s- pretty much Fox properties for Thursday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that Friday? Saturday. Because in Ballroom B you have The Simpsons, American Dad, Family Guy, The Orville, um, a little bit of like DC stuff in there, but
Yeah.
they're taking over the midday thing. Um, Again, I don't know. I really think I want to do the smaller panels,
Hmm.
just to kind of see what there is.
Yeah, we might
I'll
have to split up so then you can cover that and I can cover other things.
But then I'll be lonely. That's true though, because my brother and Josiah from the Comic Syndicate, they did get their press passes, and they'll
Hmm.
be probably doing interviews themselves, so that we
Hmm.
won't all be hanging out.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I hope that the reception in San Diego Comic Con has gotten better for cell phones.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's kind of hard because I mean there are so many people connected to it. That's the only reason why
Yeah,
you can't
but
really
I'm
get
saying
signal.
I know, but I'm saying like I would hope that like over time the cell phone companies have tried to add more channels,
Hmm.
because
Yep.
that's a it's not just during Comic Con. I mean, there's other events that go on, even like Fleet Week for the Navy. There, it gets chaotic.
Yeah.
Everything. I think
You know
like
what's
every
crazy? There was a convention about earlier this month, and for me, dude, it was a lot of people, and surprisingly, I had a lot of signal. However, at this Halo convention, I didn't really get that good of a reception.
hmm.
Yeah, because I was standing in line, I was trying to surf the web, but I wasn't getting a whole lot of speed.
I might have just found the room I want to be in.
Okay.
Saturday, room 24 ABC. Inside the writer's room, the breakdown. I've really seen that one. Designing the action of Aquaman, Dark Phoenix, and more. Intro to TV writing, the first draft to getting staffed. That sounds terrible. Do you want to get staffed, Anton?
I don't.
Invader Zim. Celebrate 4 years of Invader Zim comics, and with Oni president and publisher. Okay, blah blah blah. I mean, I think the Invader Zim one just kind of called out to me there.
Hmm.
We'll see though. And so one of my friends, Jerome, he reached out because he saw. Oh, what did I post that he? Oh, the Shield.
Hmm.
He saw the Shield, and he's like, "Oh, you're dressing up for Comic Con." I'm like, "Yeah, one day, because it's a flight suit that I'm gonna be wearing, so it's gonna get damn hot. I'm not gonna wear that the whole weekend. It's
Hmm.
gonna get very stinky.
Yeah.
Um, so if more reason that you don't want to hang out. um, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be going. It's like, oh, cool. So he's telling him about the schedule, and he's telling me he already has his stuff planned out, and he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I haven't seen the schedule yet. You need to plan it out. I'm like, I got time. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna go there without a plan. But I mean, I got time, dude. Calm down. Like,
Yeah. Wow.
but yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm looking to the thing. Hall H, yes, of course, I have some good stuff,
Yeah,
but
there's
I don't know.
so many things on here. I don't even know where to start because I mean, Marvel's Agents of Shield is in Hall H. Let's see. I'm starting to like a lot of the Studio Ghibli stuff. So
What's that?
that Studio Ghibli, they do stuff like Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away,
Mm,
um,
okay.
Ponyo. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So the iconic enemy ones that we all know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I need to kind of see which one I want to stick to. If anything, it might come down to you taking Hall H and me trying to get into
Ballroom
ballroom
20.
20.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably get to see Cobra Kai again.
Ooh, yeah, the panels.
Hmm. Yeah,
I mean, Saturday.
they're in Ballroom 20. So
Let's see here. Friday, ballroom 20. Sci-Fi Wires came from the
oh,
90s.
never mind. Cobra Kai's on Thursday. So
That's fine.
yeah.
Hulu's Veronica Mars revival, Steven Universe, sorry. Entertainment Weekly, Brave Warriors, The Boys, which we'll talk about later on. Carnival Row, TV Guide's fan favorite. I mean, premiere Batman Hush. I don't know. I Ooh, Doctor Who. What's that one? Current versus classic. See, I think some of the panels are like talking about more like analyzing the pop culture part than than the studio trying to promote some sort of
Yeah.
new project is kind of calling out to me more, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Ballroom 20 on Saturday has Veronica Mars. Because Hulu is reviving it, so
Friday.
they're doing a world premiere on that day too.
Friday.
Friday, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see then.
Mhm.
Okay. Ready to get the show started because we're like half an hour in.
Yeah, no problem. Let's get started.
All right, let's get into the news here.
All right. Oh, actually, before we get to news,
No, I'm already going. What's going on? What?
I forgot to show you.
Oh no. You son of a bitch. And my girlfriend's gonna call me out because I told her I never swear. That was justified.
Yes,
How much was the helmet again?
it's about $40.
That's not bad. I actually
Yeah,
I like that it lights up.
yeah.
All right.
I really thought that I wasn't gonna get it because they said that they're only having a certain window of time that they're gonna have the shipment come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there at 1 o'clock. They said it's gonna be 1 to 2. Around 2:30 is when they had it, and then a bunch of people started lining up to get it.
You
So
bastard.
yeah,
I'm guessing it was limited.
yeah, very limited.
Yeah. I hate you. All right. News.
All right, news time.
First story. I hate Anton. All right. Lady Gaga. There's rumor going around that Lady Gaga's gonna be joining the MCU. Uh, it sounds like MCU wants her to play Lady Lila, which is gonna be Rocket's love interest in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Lady Lila.
Yeah, it's like I want to say a fox. I think it's a fox.
Okay.
Lylla.
Fox, you mean Trash Panda?
No, that's raccoon. Yeah, there's rumors about that. I mean, it's still so far out, so it would make sense that they'd be talking to her now. Now that they got their script rolling, they're starting production. Lady Lila is really one of those characters that can be voiced later on. They don't need her until like the voice dubbing starts taking effect. So yeah, I mean, possible. I don't know how you would feel about it.
I don't
I
know.
haven't seen any of her movies or shows. I know she's been on American Horror Story, which I have not seen. My girlfriend has already lectured me about having to watch it because it's awesome.
Hmm.
And you saw and sang a lot of A Star Is Born.
Yeah, she's really good in it. So I wouldn't be surprised that she would knock this out of the park too.
That she's trying to like kind of expand her repertoire.
Yeah.
All right, COD Cross. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, well, coming out in 2019, I should say. It's confirmed it's going to be having cross-platform play within PS4, Xbox One, and PC at launch.
Dude, that is pretty awesome. But I have a feeling crossplay with PCs is going to be very
Oh, to be very bitter.
unfair. Yeah, very unfair.
Yeah, you're gonna automatically tell. If you're not a gamer or if you haven't experienced playing against a PC person, the mouse reflex is super super quick compared to trying to use a joystick to adjust your aim on the fly. So you can quickly tell who has keyboard and mouse and who doesn't.
Hmm.
But there might be a reason for that, Anton, because rumor has it
Hmm.
that the multiplayer for Call of Duty will be able to hold up to 200 player battle royale.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I guess the cool thing about Call of Duty, this one in general, is that Infinity War is coming back to do it.
Yeah, I think that's why they're trying to hit it big, because it makes sense. Like, I mean, if you want a 200 player battle royale, you want to have as many players to be included in it as you can. So it would make sense they want to try and include all three platforms.
Hmm.
I also saw there was rumors that that Halo might be coming to PS4
Oh
as
yeah, I heard about that too. Hmm.
yeah. So I'm kind of curious to make that they'd be at least re-releasing the old ones for PS4.
Yeah, the
Kind of see
Master
how it
Chief
looks.
Collection.
Yeah, and then any future game might have cross-platform play on that one too. I like this. I like that it's kind of finally the whole like. Well, I guess there's still gonna be licensing and stuff like that, but there's no reason we should be separated because of licensing. Let's all come together.
You
We're
know
all
this is
gamers.
all happening because of Stadia.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
It really is because
Hmm.
everybody's trying to fight the Stadia
Hmm.
uprising.
Yep.
No, I agree. All right. There's a little bit of online controversy. The Little Mermaid, which is going to be one of the live action movies coming out, I think 2021, if I can remember right.
Hmm.
2020 at the earliest. Little Mermaid's gonna be the next Disney live action. They finally casted their Ariel, and it's gonna be, I'm pretty sure I'm saying this name right, uh, Halle Bailey. Uh, People might recognize her from Grown-ish, but she got a career as a musician with Chloe and Halle. I don't know. I honestly don't know who she is, but there's a lot of controversy because she's black and not a redhead. You got that in reverse, Anton. You
Oh,
unmuted when you
sorry.
crossed.
So that is kind of weird that a lot of people would picture a redhead and for Little Mermaid, and now they can't have that same image anymore being
Mm.
represented. Um, it may piss a lot of people off, but we're at the time and age where anybody can play anybody, and you can't
Well,
really, say no.
here. I agree with you.
Hmm.
However, there would be way more outrage if it was like Princess Tiana being played by a white girl.
Hmm.
Uh, and that's the whole thing. Is like, I think people forget what racism is, and being racist towards white people is just as racist as being racist to any other race.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't have a problem with her being black. I mean, Ariel's a mermaid. Mermaids are a fantasy. They can be whatever they want. I mean, it's like Aquaman. He was blonde in the comic books. Now he's a dark-haired beard and dark skin. It's fine, whatever.
Samoan.
But I'm saying though, like, I mean, if
Hmm.
anything, Simone feels more ocean centric than a
Hmm.
blonde guy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I see no problem with this. I mean, I like that they picked somebody that focused on the singing, um, rather than just appearance.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of curious about this one, but yeah, the controversy was so hard on this one.
Yeah. People took it
And
pretty hard on this
but
online.
it's funny because some people were trying to be so like not racist about it. They're
Hmm.
like, they picked her. Why not like a redhead? And people were commenting, what's wrong with her? I I'm just saying, like they're trying to skirt around the fact they don't want to say because she's black,
Uh huh.
but yeah, people are hating because she's black.
Yeah.
All right, done. Last bit of news that we have here. This is exciting for me because I'm
Hmm.
a big Pacific Rim fan.
Hmm.
Netflix has signed a deal with Legendary Pictures to create a Pacific Rim anime coming in 2020.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's confirmed for 2 seasons, and it's gonna be a story of two siblings who pilot an abandoned Jaeger mech in an attempt to find their missing parents.
Oh wow! So they actually have a full synopsis for the show.
It I would say it's very high level.
Okay.
Yeah, this I'm sure there's gonna be way more to the story.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's better way to look for your parents than to use a mech
Yeah.
to have to like be forced to drift with a sibling to operate the mech just to search for them.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be more to it, but yeah, that's kind of the high level story they're going with here.
Well, what's up with Netflix and they're doing so many like robot animes on there now.
They're going hard into anime.
Hmm.
I mean, Evangelion stuff like that. Like I think Netflix is seeing that anime is still very much not ignored but segregated. So like Crunchyroll has its own thing, whatever. Funimation has its own thing, but for non-anime fanatics, it's not accessible. Like
Hmm.
I like anime. I know which animes I would like, but I'm not going to spend money on Crunchyroll just to watch those or check out the new ones.
Dude, Attack on Titan. To
Attack.
dude, they just ended this season this past week. holy crap. Story changes everything that you know about, the whole world.
Which I need
And
to catch up on because that
yeah,
cliffhanger in season one, it's that itself was like, what the
yeah.
fuck?
Well, season 3 just ended.
Yeah,
Season 4 is going to be the final one.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's you know what that's one thing I like about animes is that they seal up the story. They run they do their run and then they close it up.
yeah,
I feel American TV is very good with just milking things until it's nobody cares about it anymore.
yeah.
Just a heaping husk. But no, I mean, other animes that Netflix is getting is going to be I guess they're doing an altered carbon anime.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting.
Uh, yeah.
I would
Um,
like to see that because the world is so rich in that cyberpunk style.
this NBC as well as a show based on Kagaster of Insect Cage manga. Um, yeah, it looks like Netflix is going hard for the anime fans right now.
Mm,
So I'm excited.
mm-hmm.
So speaking of, you know what? Well, I'll cover this. Let's just go into streaming, and I'll do my little rant right now.
Okay.
All right, so streaming.
Streaming time.
Okay, so last episode, I told you that I was watching Evangelion. I started checking it out, diving into it.
Mm-hmm.
I read some of the backstory of what happened to the show, why it ended so abruptly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because the production company ran out of money. The animator ran out of money. So it had to end. It just ended abruptly. I think I haven't finished the series, but from what I read is, it was pretty much the last episode or the last part of the episode was stills with text. Pretty much just trying to summarize how it would have ended.
Oh, yeah. They
And
cheaped
I'm
out.
on, yeah, exactly. Well, like that's how they had their budget. Like
Mm-hmm.
pretty much just draw this and let's explain kind of what you would see in the beginning of a movie when they're trying to give you the background.
Yeah.
Like the war raged on for like 100 years, and these people like just like guys just shooting at each other in the background, just looking like an orangey text or orangey background.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm on episode 7, and I'm starting to see the budget run out.
Oh,
There's
wow.
literally like the intro to episode 7. It's 7 of the characters going down an elevator. All you see is the silhouette of the elevator and the characters. The characters do not move one bit, but they're having a full conversation. The background does move, but all it's doing is like slowly, like the floor is passing by. Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly, not even that quickly, just slowly. And it's not even like a full detailed background. It's literally like a solid color. It's like a reddish color. No
Mm-hmm.
details. You don't know what's going on behind. You just see the floor passing by. I
Wow.
was like, oh, it's happening. Like this is when they start running out of money. This is when they're trying to pick pick the scenes that they're going to spend money on.
Yeah.
And yeah, like pretty much the other scenes that are non-action is literally just characters standing still, their mouths moving, but there's no more facial expressions. There's nothing.
That's so sad to see. I think if
It
you
makes
didn't
more
read
sense.
about it, then
Yes.
you'd be like, oh, okay. This is a
I
long episode.
No, like I would have been like, oh, that's a long scene of them just talking in an elevator, but
Yeah.
okay, like, but yeah, I think because I read it, that stood out to me more. If not, I probably wouldn't have noticed
Mm-hmm.
as much. I probably would have questioned it, but I wouldn't notice as much.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was funny. I'm like, oh, episode 7, it's starting to happen.
Yeah.
All right, that's on. Another thing that came out over the weekend, 4th of July weekend, Stranger Things season 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to check it out. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, you can lead this one then. It's on you. Have fun.
Yeah. They pretty much outdid themselves again, this season, and they really revolved around that mall a lot, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It kind of really catches that vibe of what we used to watch or what we used to do uh, when we were younger, especially going to the mall and then going to the shops, especially uh,
The arcade.
yeah, the arcade.
Yeah.
And you get to see a lot of people go to like those photo boutiques to take pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They really captured that time period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they nailed it.
Hmm.
Um,
I
you know what?
don't really want to spoil anything, but
Yeah,
the character
sorry.
development in this one, they didn't really care much for any character development at all because they already said
You
it
there
in.
established them.
Yeah, they already established it in the first and second season. So
Yeah.
this season round, there's only 8 episodes, but they get straight to the chase. Action,
Justice
action, action.
Justice for Barb.
They did have some justice for Barb.
Oh, okay, that was one of the hate they got a lot for in season 2. That it's a
That
story like a storyline they just avoided.
No, they did have justice for Barb in season 2.
No, they didn't. They
Yeah, they
didn't talk.
did.
What did they do in season 2 for Barb?
They had like a memorial for her.
That's not justice. That's on. This happened. Let's move on.
No, because okay. So Barb died at the very almost at the very beginning of season 1,
Yeah.
and because it was so early on, they didn't really talk about her even at the end of the show.
Mhm.
So the only reason why a lot of people were pissed off is because there was no justice for her after she died. So in season 2, they had to have that special scene made just
For
for
that.
her. Yeah.
Oh,
So
lame.
yeah.
No, but, yeah, I want to see it. I think that's one of my fears. But so season 3, would you rank it above or below season 1?
I think I would say it's the same level.
Okay.
It's just that I wasn't expecting too much.
Yeah.
So watching it makes me go, "Oh, okay, that's freaking awesome."
The thing with season 2 is I think that suffered from the writers honestly thinking that they were going to be a one and done. And then when season 2 got greenlit, they were like, crap.
Yeah, you can see that their budget went up quite a bit in this
Yes.
season.
Yeah. That I have heard that they got way more money for this season to kind of really,
Mhm.
really hone it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. The questions I have in my mind, they're going to be spoilers. So I really don't want to put you in that spot.
I just want to see what you would say though.
How's New Pepsi?
New Pepsi?
New Pepsi. Isn't it New Pepsi?
New Coke.
New Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you talk about the controversy that happened back in the day about Coke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that they added that into this movie.
Yeah. I one thing I can't get past in Stranger Things is the freaking hairstyles. Some of them are so dramatic.
Yeah, but that was
That was I
very
know
true to
that was
time.
the age of glamour rock. That was
Yeah.
oh, what's her name? Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Like I think guys back then spent more on hair products than the women did.
Hairspray. Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick, Anton. I speaking of creepy things happening, one thing I forgot to mention in the week update, we've been having a crazy amount of earthquakes.
Oh yeah. Where were
Uh,
you?
First one I was at home because it happened in the morning.
Yeah, but you
So
didn't feel it, did you?
I did.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just got back and I was parked in my car, and I had an idle because I was posting something on Instagram, and I was just like enjoying the AC while I posted, and I felt the car like shaking, and I'm like,
This is in the morning on the first one?
the first one, yeah,
Yeah.
the 4th of July,
Yeah.
it happened around 10:30 or something like that.
Wow.
I felt shaking. I was kind of like, damn it, is my engine messing up again? Because it happened to you too with your old you saw the Acura,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
like
yeah.
the piston stopped like firing right, and so like the engine started rumbling.
Yeah, I thought it was my car too, but it was earthquake.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh crap. Um. So I turned off the car and I still put the room. I'm like, oh, it's an earthquake. And I got out and the neighbor's like, the truck is moving, because they had like there's a pickup truck in front of their house,
Mhm.
and they just saw like the cars going bow, bow, bow. It felt pretty strong, but honestly, it felt to me like it was like a low 6 or like a high 5.
Mhm.
I was not expecting it to be a 7.1 or a
Mhm.
6.9.
Yeah.
And then later on, the next day, there was another bigger earthquake. Actually, no. There was a smaller one that happened in the middle of the night. It was like at 4 in the morning that on the 5th, and then another one, two more in the afternoon on the 5th.
Hmm.
That happened within seconds of each other.
Yeah.
It felt like one long earthquake.
Hmm.
That's when the 7.1 happened,
Yeah.
and
I
I
was
was
on the phone with my mom, which is kind of crazy because all I heard was I heard the dogs barking in the background, and
yeah
then I started hearing my mom say, "Oh my God, there's a earthquake right now," and then like after 10 seconds goes by, "Oh my God, it's still going on," and then 20 seconds goes by, "Why is it not stopping?"
yeah.
And then 30 seconds goes by,
It's so good.
"Oh my God, oh this feels so
But
weird. It's
but
still
again,
going on."
yeah, they were strong, but I mean, a good thing is that I mean, it sucks for the city of Ridgecrest. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what the epicenter was. Um, but I mean, that's like best case scenario that it happened in the middle of a desert. I think the population of Ridgecrest is like 20,000
Hmm.
compared to like I don't know what's Los Angeles like 60 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's bigger than the Northridge earthquake, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, but Northridge happened in the middle of the damn city. Like
Hmm.
that's why it was so devastating.
Yeah.
Uh, this one, like I think by the time it hit LA, it's probably like a 4 point something, 5 point something that they felt. And the thing is, if it happened off the coast, that could have sent in tsunamis. That could have caused big waves. So like it hitting the middle of the desert was probably the best case scenario if it had to happen.
Hmm.
Um, But one thing that I'm getting so annoyed by is the constant news coverage. They are clinging onto the story for dear life. Because okay, Anton, you lived here for a long time.
Hmm.
You've heard this. You've experienced it, where we don't have any major earthquake for years. And what's the one thing they say?
The biggest earthquake that ever happened
Well, like let's say
in a
if
long
we don't
time.
have, yeah, like yeah, let's say they're saying like, oh, that the big one's coming. Then it's been too quiet. That means that the pressure's building. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Yeah, with these three earthquakes that we had, now they're saying, "Oh, the plates have moved. That means everything's unsettled. That means the big one is coming." I'm like, "What is it? Like, which one is it? Is it because the pressure's building up and that's where the earthquakes happen, or is it because the pressure's releasing? Now the big one's gonna happen."
And the question is, how big is big?
Actually, the big one they've been talking about for decades. I mean,
Hmm.
since Northridge in '91.
Hmm.
They're saying we're gonna get a 9 point something.
Wow.
That's what that's the one they're expecting is a 9 point something. That's what they consider the big one.
Hmm.
I think the highest on the Richter scale is a 10.
Is it?
I think. I mean, at least one that won't destroy us completely. Um, but even then, that's
1960, 9.5 is the biggest one.
yeah, on recorded history.
Hmm.
But where did it hit though?
Let me see. It hit in Chile.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's a earthquake that big. So from what I remember right on the magnitude scale, so like a 5.0 is 10 times stronger than a 4.0.
Hmm.
So then a 6.0 is 100 times stronger than a 4.0. So like that. A 6.0 is 100 times stronger than. So if a 7.0 freaked us out, a 9.0 is going to be 100 times worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just been annoying me now. I'm like, what
Hmm.
is it? What's the big one? Is the big one happening because now we're having earthquakes, or is the big one happening because we haven't had earthquakes in a while?
It's funny that you talk about the news doing that. I can
Fear
imagine.
mongering.
Yeah. Uh, okay, so I know that some of the libraries, the book fell down and stuff. But I have a feeling like some of the news companies would go to the library and just like push down a bunch of books, and then they just
For the
shoot it.
gram.
Yeah. You know.
Uh, there was a post on Twitter. Somebody posted something like, "Oh, how like they're like oh the coverage is great because they showed video of the first earthquake. Somebody in a grocery store looking. Nothing's falling off the shelves, but the
Mhm.
signs are like waving, bouncing, stuff like that. One of the signs is like on the crane, kind of like a little like just sticking off the shelf, and it's bouncing,
Mm-hmm.
and it says crackers. It's like somebody posted, "Ah, damn, look at those crackers jumping up and down." I posted, "We will rebuild. Stand Starbucks cup upright. Done."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, I just hate how much like the news exaggerates the what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks for the people of Ridgecrest because they're getting hit pretty hard.
Yep.
I took a picture of how bad the like how many they've been getting this past couple hours or a couple days, and I cannot find my Discord. There it is. Here it is. Let's check it out. Again, go to the show images.
Okay. Wow. It's on
Just
that
all,
area. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's all literally like where that you can tell where the line is. They've been bombarded with the little earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't believe I left that out of the week update. I was like, boring week.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happening. Kids parties. All right, that's on. We're running long here. Let's go on to movies.
All right, movie time.
All right. I accidentally cleared out the box office numbers because I pulled up the Comic-Con schedule. That's what I get for being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to daily for the. Why can't I find the box office weekend? All right, weekend of the 28th through the 30th. Number one, Toy Story with 38.6 million. Number two, Annabelle Comes Home with 31.1 million. Number three, Yesterday with 17 million. Number four, Aladdin with 306.6 million. And number five, The Secret Life of Pets 2 with 131.4 million. This is last weekend. The reason I can't cover the numbers for this weekend is because they're still estimates, so they are subject to change.
Okay, and we already know that Spider-Man is up
Is
ahead.
Is it? Also, I want to give a little shout out to Aladdin, who has now become the most successful live action movie that Disney's released so far.
Really?
So far.
Cinderella didn't do that great?
You know what? I was surprised when I heard that. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was gonna be like Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see here. Opening. I mean, I'm still showing on this one. I'm still showing that it's Beauty and the Beast that's like up by 200, but maybe globally, I don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Disney was announcing saying the Aladdin's been the most successful one.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. All right, that's on.
Okay. Since we're in the movie section, there's something that I want to talk about real quick. Lionsgate is having a theme park opening at the end of this month in China.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of Lionsgate movies.
Twilight, Hunger Games, John Wick, yeah, that stuff.
So you can have the John Wick experience. Oh, Power Rangers. All right.
Let me see. World.
They have Jigsaw, Saw, Hellboy, John Wick, The Hunger Games, Medea.
Are you just going through a list of their movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Robin Hood, Midway, Divergent. A lot of these they don't seem to have the rights to.
Yeah.
They do have the movie adaptation rights to, but I mean, the My Little Pony the movie. Go ahead.
Okay, these are the actual franchises that are going to be at the park. It's going to be Hunger Games, Divergent, Twilight, Now You See Me, Gods of Egypt. What the freak is that? Escape Plan. They have La La Land in concert.
La 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 la. Let's see here. Gods of Egypt. This sounds familiar. I think it was a major flop.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely was. Came out in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Very American, very white actors playing Egyptian. So that usually plays out well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Box office. Gods of Egypt.
They have Saw the Ride.
So everybody comes out decapitated. Let's hear. It's Gods of Egypt. It was in theaters for good 77 days. Made a whopping 31 million. That's about half a million per day.
Yeah.
It's depressing. Okay. Um, so this just came out this morning. There was a trailer teaser trailer, for the live action Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm probably gonna pronounce her name wrong. Yifei Lu, or is it Lu Yifei?
I think it's Lu Yifei.
Because on IMDb it has her as Yifei Lu, but I know sometimes they flip them. They flip the names by accident.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's playing Mulan. Dude, she looks badass in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she plays both a very like, you know, kind of girl next door look versus badass warrior holding
Yeah.
a sword.
Yeah. I think so.
Um,
I think for this trailer, they're just trying to show us what she looks like, and what people are gonna expect from Mulan as a
mhm.
character. I don't really think they showed a whole lot of other stuff. Like they didn't really show Mushu because we don't know if Mushu's gonna be in it. I know that some of the other actors that we know are in the movie, but I didn't really see them in this trailer.
Yeah,
Donnie
they
Yen
didn't.
is supposed to be in it.
Yeah, Donnie Yen is gonna be the Commander Tung. Jet Li is gonna be the Emperor, which we didn't
Mm-hmm.
get a look at the Emperor. That one kind of concerns me.
Mm-hmm.
So IMDb does have an actor listed for the Cricket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that one of the characters that are unlisted now, or they'll add one Mushu later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's I like it so far. What I see, I mean, all we really see is them trying to do the first part of the movie, which is uh, the the matchmaker,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the matchmaker, giving her the etiquette lessons on what a lady is, and Disney doing the whole superimposing, must be composed. They show the traditional version of what composed mean, and then they show her wielding a sword. That's
Mm-hmm.
another like being composed. We get that. We get a few action scenes. Her rapid firing an arrow that would make the guy from Lord of the Ring very very turned on there.
Yeah.
She's rapid shooting that bow and arrow, dude. Like that's
Like
video game.
Legolas.
Legolas. There you
Yeah.
go. I was like Lego something.
Yeah. The
Um,
Lego guy.
the Lego guy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, so dude, that's quick and rapid fire. I almost want to know, like, is that possible or is that just like CGI? Like, well, for her it might be CGI, but I'm saying like, could somebody fire an arrow that fast?
Someone put arrows on here.
Just machine gun it.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of flips and arrows. I love the rooftop running.
Mm-hmm.
I felt not too much on strings. That's one thing I kind of feared that this is going to be turned into a Crouching Tiger, Disney style. But this is so far the battle seems like pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
And did anything else stand out to you in that one?
Not really much. I mean, it's just a teaser trailer, so we can't
That's
really dig in too much on it. Yeah.
Yeah. But go to our social media at the2OC on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, we posted the trailer there.
Yeah. Usually for teaser trailers, meaning that they're in post production. They haven't finished the movie yet. It's trailers when they're done.
And that's probably why we haven't seen Mushu
Mm-hmm.
or the cricket, is because they still need to do some CGI work
Mm-hmm.
before they release what it looks like, before people freak out like they did with the genie.
Yeah. So, when I was a kid growing up, I watched a Mulan series, like an actual series,
Mhm.
not like Disneyfied. She
Yeah.
didn't have a dragon. She didn't have a cricket. It was just her
Yeah.
going on
Um,
this journey.
well, I mean, Disney has to have that little like narrative,
Characters, yeah.
narrative driven characters.
Like Genie, Carpet,
Yeah.
and Abu.
Yeah, something that the main character can talk to or they can get guidance from.
Hmm.
That's Disney for you.
Hmm.
All right, Anton. The main event here. So, did you finally get to go see Spider-Man?
Yes, I did. Did you?
Yes, I did. All right. No real introduction needed for Spider-Man. If you know Spider-Man, then you know us and our love for it.
Hmm.
Uh, if you have not seen Endgame, do not watch this movie. Do not bitch to us for potentially spoiling Endgame. Um, that's it. I just want to get that
Yeah,
off
we
the.
talked about that last week too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Tony Stark dies there. Boom. Yeah, this is gonna be a very spoiler heavy one because it's very hard to talk about some of the stuff in this movie without giving away
Hmm.
key components or key twists there.
Okay, so
Uh,
let's start with the montage at the very beginning.
uh,
The the Tony Stark, actually people who passed away in Endgame, that montage.
yes. I liked the way it was handled because I felt like they can't ignore that Endgame happened. It's
Hmm.
a major impact both to fans and to the characters in the MCU. But I think that the way they did it was a good way of trying to keep it from bogging down
Yeah.
lighthearted humor in this movie,
Yeah, for a
which
second
is
there, I thought that it was. I thought we were
legit.
watching a. Yeah, I thought we were watching a YouTube clip or something of someone
I
editing like a memorial clip.
I thought they were just trying to like the MCU was just trying to be funny and literally just slapping on like a half-ass memorial before the movie started.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean it's a montage created by high school students.
Yeah. I,
Yeah,
I I really like how they start playing that Whitney Houston song. Cause
Dolly
that
Parton
yeah,
covered by Whitney Houston.
yeah. It's so funny that they did that because like you see the Marvel logo come up and you see that and you can't really take it seriously. It kind of reminds you of when you're watching Deadpool and you would hear like a similar song like that, you know?
Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
No, it's you know what? It was very good at the beginning because I think a lot of people went to this movie traumatized by Endgame.
Hmm. Yeah.
And for them to kind of start off this way was kind of a way to like, hey, buck up. It's a new we're gonna start a new phase soon. Like this is moving on.
Hmm.
This is gonna be fun. Let's have fun together here.
Hmm.
I think the only thing missing from that montage was America's ass.
Yeah, that would
Um,
have been funny. I don't think
yeah,
anybody got that joke except for him during that moment. Um, but it would be funny. But that would be a little weird.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So, what did you think about the term blip?
I felt it's. You know what? The funny thing is when Endgame came out, when people were talking about like, oh, coming back. I think we might have touched on it. If not, we talked about it off
Hmm.
air. Uh, of the weird places you would come back
Hmm.
because people just literally came back to wherever they snapped from.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, the scary part is like, what if you're in an airplane?
Yeah.
What if you're sitting right where somebody else is gonna be sitting when they blip back?
Yeah.
Uh, and I like that even Aunt May, she blipped back into her old apartment and freaked out the husband, and then pissed off the wife who thought she was like the mistress.
Yeah. I really like how they added that little story
It was
that
so
she was talking
subtle.
about. Yeah. Very subtle.
Yeah, but the blip, it does seem like a term that the high school students would come up with.
Hmm.
You know, I think that's why they let the high school reporters introduce that phrase.
Yeah.
And I think I like that MCU is trying to try to own up to the events because like they know the fans are gonna come up with a term for it.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's not the MCU that surprises me. It's the Sony Pictures property that surprises me that they're letting Marvel do everything they can to make it super involved in the MCU.
Yeah, because Spider-Man 3 has been confirmed that it's gonna be another MCU related, another MCU tied movie.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, they kind of have to. I mean, you can't separate them.
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying, like what happens if they blip into like midair or something?
Yeah.
The
The
Bruce
marching
Banner.
band play.
That was funny. Um, Bruce Banner actually prepared for this to happen. He did some calculations and he made sure that when people do come back, they come back safely. So that was already set. I don't know what exactly he did, but he did something to make
When he
sure that
snapped, when he put on the gauntlet and snapped the thing himself.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
Smart Hulk.
mm-hmm,
I guess that makes sense. That's a clean way of putting it. But
mm-hmm.
and when if people forgot what scene that was. The marching band when literally kids are watching a basketball game at a high school, and all of a sudden a marching band apparently got snapped away at the end of the Avengers Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the band members came back right in the middle of the game. So when the player tried to pass the basketball, it just hit one of the band members in the head.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, dude, and I do like that they're still incorporating the impact of what happened. I mean, the kids are dealing. This is definitely something we talked about. That there's an age difference now. Kids that were uh, certain younger when the snap happened, if they didn't get ashed away, they came back. All of a sudden, they're older than the people that got snapped away.
Yeah. There's that one Asian kid that grew up.
I know, that's so hilarious.
Yeah, he was like some loser guy, but now he's like super hip and muscular and everything.
He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of bugged me though is I felt they made that character very young and immature. I'm like, I get it. He was that small kid they showed us, but he's not a kid in an adult body. Like he's in a he's not a kid in a teenager body. He's a teenager. He's not dumb. Like like that's something that bugged me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was fun though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I really like the dynamic between MJ, Zendaya's MJ, and Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Like their chemistry works so well in this movie, and you can really see it shine. I think that's the one thing that really uplifted this movie is their interaction with each other is so subtle.
There's rumors they're dating.
I know
Yeah.
that's the thing that when you watch this movie, you're like, man, you really want them to be together in real life.
I don't know. Oh, I'll give props to Zendaya. She's so good at playing awkward teenager.
Yeah.
I felt she kind of overdid it in Homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
but in this one, even the parts where her character puts her guard down and makes herself very
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable, she's still very awkward, like very, like, did you know I was Spider-Man when you were watching me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did know. Yeah, like kind of she like she shows her weakness. Like she's not that tough exterior all the whole time. She's awkward.
Yeah. So Ned's character, however, the joke between him and what's that girl's name?
Oh,
His girlfriend.
Betty.
Yeah. It was funny at the very beginning, but it started to get old really fast. Like, hey babe. Oh, okay, babe. Oh, coming, babe.
Hey, oh, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that he was talking about being bachelors, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm a man now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was funny. But I felt like his character was a little off in this movie. I wish there was more of Ned from the previous movie, where he had a lot more things to do.
Yeah, apparently, Ned and Betty that was a callback to the comic books,
Mm-hmm.
where Ned, who apparently comes out to become the Hobgoblin, which I didn't know that was him. I thought that was
Harry.
I thought that was Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
But I guess there's a version where it's Ned that turns into Hobgoblin.
Yeah, but there's
He
also a
he used to
version.
be, but I was like,
Go
he
ahead.
used to be married to Betty
Yeah.
at one point. So I think that's they're trying to establish that they did have a relationship at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
And
saying?
there was one rendition where he is a reporter also, and she's also working at the Daily Bugle. Like both of them worked at the
Yeah,
Daily Bugle.
yeah. Then that might have added to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I thought that was an awkward relationship, but cheesy. But still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while we're at the scene at the airplane where that relationship started, uh, JB Smooth, yeah, Smooth, right?
Yes.
And wow, what's his name? The guy from Silicon Valley. I'm blanking on his name. I'm trying to look through right now. Oh, what's his name? I'm blanking out.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. The teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot the name. Yeah, but anyways, both teachers way over the top. That's like Disney Channel adult acting. That annoyed me.
His name is Martin Starr.
Martin Starr, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, JB Smoove and Martin Starr. Like, I mean, both funny guys in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
The characters were just annoying. They seem
Yeah.
very like
Eh,
Nickelodeon, Disney Channel adults version of themselves.
yeah, it's very. For me, it's kind of weird for them to be teachers with that type of IQ. You know?
Not that far off. We do know some people that were not the brightest students are now teachers, and they still don't seem.
Okay.
um, yeah. So I one person that's teaching. Not teaching, but I think they're an assistant at our old high school or junior high. I forget which one it was. Um, yeah. No. Being a teacher does not make you a genius. That makes you very organized,
Mm-hmm.
able to plan ahead, and you know the topic you teach.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's a fair game.
Uh-huh.
Respect teachers, but still. Uh, okay, so let's go to what's it called the Prague, or no, Paris. Which one happened first?
Uh, they
Oh,
skip
it's
Paris.
Venice. They went to Venice.
Yeah, Venice.
Which is a good call out because Venice is sinking.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so since we're in Venice, what did you think about uh what did you think about Jake Gyllenhaal's take on Mysterio?
what do you mean his take?
Like as in the role, taking on the role.
Um, I I totally pulled it off. I Mysterio I thought was going to be one of those uh characters that'd be super cheesy to do.
Yeah.
And very, very hard to pull off. But Gyllenhaal added his own charisma to it.
Yeah, and okay, so we know for a very long time because we used to watch a lot of um the Spider-Man TV shows and stuff, the cartoon. And we already know that Mysterio is always the bad guy. He's always the guy that does all of those illusions and stuff like that. And we know that there's no way that he could be a good guy.
yeah,
But for the longest time, through different press, people asking him if he's a superhero in this one because it looks like they're teaming up with he's teaming up with Spider-Man, and they didn't really say much. I mean, they keep trying to avoid that question. And for me, knowing who Mysterio was in the past, it was no big surprise to me. But Jake Gyllenhaal sold it so well that it was very satisfying seeing him do that sudden change. Because you see how
yeah,
like Peter Parker is like so um, into
the
believing.
idea
Yeah.
because he wants a new mentor, and this is the first person that he's able to open up to and talk to on a superhero level. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm going through. Like you understand what how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and props to Jake Gyllenhaal because my girlfriend likes him both like appearance wise and as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her my theory that I'm like he's gonna be the bad guy because they have not showed any like legit villains in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And Mysterio, they're trying to play Mysterio off as a character. He's gonna be the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the whole movie, she's like, Yeah, he's bad. I don't believe him. But even with that thought process, there's still parts of the time where she said like she almost gave in.
Hmm.
And myself too, like almost gave in. Like maybe he is a good guy. Maybe there's gonna be another twist, another like villain that's
Yeah.
gonna come out.
I thought
Uh,
there was gonna be another Mysterio in some other timeline that would like come in and fight against
I
them.
Yeah, I've been hearing stories or people reporting saying that they at one point they thought that he was gonna be a good guy,
Hmm.
that something happened and then made him bad.
Hmm.
They didn't think that he was gonna be bad the entire time.
Yeah. So him having those people that used to work for Stark
Yeah,
uh, call back to some of the characters that
Iron Man
wasn't.
1.
Yeah, it's crazy that they would go all the way back, bring that character. It's a character that we don't even really think about.
Like 10
Such a
years later.
minor, yeah, such a minor person playing a role, but they brought him back for this movie. He was the guy that was being yelled at by Stark's
Yeah, his old mentor.
yeah, Jeff Bridges playing that guy.
Yeah. Jebediah.
Hmm.
Jebediah. Uh, yeah, that was like, and that almost made me question like, did this because they did CGI Jake Gyllenhaal into Avengers? No, Civil War.
Hmm.
The Civil War scene where Stark is introducing Barf. He's
Yeah.
talking about Barf, and they show Jake Gyllenhaal's reaction on the side of the stage when Stark says he calls it Barf.
Yeah, and even
Uh,
that scene too, like you could see Jake's acting, like it was like you could see how he was like heartbroken,
yeah,
Uh you could see why he went the way he did to get around the whole thing and trying to get back at Stark because of it too.
yeah.
Um Very clever that they were able to write this into the story.
I think that this story was more believable than um, the origin story that we're familiar with from the cartoon, where he's in show business. I forgot he's in either movies or stage production, where he's
Yeah,
actually
like
doing.
magic and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually. Yeah, I think that one he's a magician. Another one he's like a special effects artist that
Hmm.
he does practical effects. This one I like that they included Stark Tech,
Hmm.
very futuristic technology that has done incredible stuff before. So it makes sense that he would have used that in his motivation. Like we get it. Like as fans of the MCU, we like Tony Stark.
Hmm.
As people that might work under him or work closely with him, I could also see somebody with Tony's personality being very, very annoying and irritating.
Hmm.
Because I think the fans just assume that all the stuff that Tony shows off, he developed himself,
Hmm.
which is not true. He has a whole company doing that stuff for him.
Yeah, he can't do everything himself. But
Yeah,
if
I'm
there
sure.
is an idea that comes around that is worth his time, he'll spend his time on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like he'll improve stuff that's been developed under Stark Industries. I'm sure he's done his own technologies where he just does it as a hobby or he's bored.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean there are people that work for Stark Industries that would have developed some of this stuff without him interacting with it.
Okay, so since you're talking about Stark Tech, what did you think about Edith?
Oh, even in death, I'm the hero.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that even outside of the Iron Man era,
Hmm.
we still have some Tony Stark smart ass comments coming through.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, those are the same glasses that he was wearing in Infinity War.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
the exact same ones.
Hmm.
Uh, I I had never been more annoyed with an MCU character than I was in this movie with Spider-Man. Like when he hands over the glasses to Quentin Beck.
Hmm.
He's a, the, he says the superhero, the Iron Man, the future Iron Man I trust. He meant I'm supposed to choose the next Iron Man. I'm like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
He meant you. He trusts you. You were the one that he wanted to carry on the mantle. You're the one he took under his wing.
Yeah.
But I think, uh, you know, Quentin Beck took advantage of Peter's mourning
Mm-hmm.
by kind of playing to that whole he's missing that mentor. He has no father figure.
Mm-hmm.
That Tony was quickly becoming that father figure for him. And then seeing Quentin, who has a similar Tony beard, facial hair, uh, friendly to him, willing to take him under his wing, understanding, put on the glasses, and he got that small remembrance of Tony.
Mm-hmm. And
And that's what
it's funny, like how Peter puts on the glasses, and then Quentin is like, "Oh, that looks horrible."
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he kind of makes that comment like those stupid glasses.
yeah, yeah. So that's kind of cool that that they that Tony gave him Edith. I'm kind of curious to see what other implements Edith is going to be part of too. Like what other tech is Peter going to build in the future that will have Edith part of it. I don't think Edith is only in that those glasses. It has to be
No,
in
she.
his future suit and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm sure Edith is gonna become the next Jarvis uh for Tom or for Peter Parker because Edith. I think the glasses were a control or interface. They
Mm-hmm.
were not where she was housed.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they talk when Quentin and his homies, the bad guys, when they talked about Edith, they were talking about the database at Stark Tech. That
Mm-hmm.
that whole mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Edith was kind of the AI in charge of handling security, I guess, like the properties and all that stuff at technology at Stark Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think yeah, it's not just in the glasses because I think that'd be a very annoying interface if it's just the glasses that he has to put on every single time.
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
Speaking of tech,
mhm.
I like that little scene we got of uh how he stores the Iron Spider costume because it's nanites.
Yeah, that was really
Did
cool.
you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was in
Yeah,
the corner of his room, and you see it floating around. That's very cool.
yeah, it's a little like if you play Pokemon Go, it's a incubator with
Yeah.
the like particles it looks like a mini tornado with occasionally seeing the Spider-Man face
Mm-hmm.
up here in the dust. So I thought
Yeah.
that was like, oh, that's how he stores it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, since you're talking about that, what did you think about the whole visual of Mysterio's illusions? Because, dude, that was freaking awesome. Like, it felt like it
I
was very uh, Doctor Strange, like, type of
Yeah, the
vibe.
battles,
Mm-hmm.
the battles definitely felt Doctor Strange-ish. I love the way they explained how they worked because it wasn't just oh, it's all VR. It's
Mm-hmm.
all like or not VR. It's all uh projections. It's all it's all holograms because there was still damage to the city. I'm like, holograms can't do like how they can explain this. The fact that they are weaponized drones
Mm-hmm.
causing damage and um that's how they were able to manipulate. So if a monster swipes his arm, it's just a series of drones that are projecting the arm, but are also shooting at whatever that arm is contacting.
Mm-hmm. And
So I,
okay, so I also like that Mysterio's powers, um, like it kind of gives that Doctor Strange vibe with all of those different shapes
I
and drawings and stuff like that. I mean, in the original cartoons that we watched, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the other comics that are based on Mysterio, you
mhm.
don't really see those stuff in there. I think they implemented these features in this movie because they wanted to make it believable because people have seen stuff like this happen already.
Yeah. But the thing is, they didn't. He never. He never said it was magic. I think
Hmm.
he was trying to play off that they're just very advanced in his dimension or his alternate universe.
Hmm.
Um, because he's talking about that this is the suit that they developed. He was leading the army that was fighting them.
Hmm.
So I think that it looked like magic because of the sigils that
Hmm.
we're so used to seeing Doctor Strange wielding. But he himself was saying it's all tech. It's just
Hmm.
advanced technology.
What
Which,
did you think about that crazy sequence where Mysterio puts Spider-Man in that crazy
oh,
world? It's like trippy.
I, you know what? I honestly expect them to come out with a VR version of that because
Mm-hmm.
that's what that's what how immersive VR is. Like
Mm-hmm.
it can mess with you that much. So I'm like seeing Spider-Man going through that, being very disoriented, very uh like fooled by the universe that he's put into. He doesn't know what's real. At one point, he throws a punch through the air, and all of a sudden the wall just cracks, and it's because there's a pillar there that he couldn't see.
Yeah, that's so
Um,
crazy.
question:
Mm-hmm.
Was was that even Nick Fury there, or was that a fake also? Like, was the whole thing fake?
I guess. Okay, so I want to get to that in a second.
Okay.
I just want to wrap things up before that part. Um, Peter Tingles.
Peter Tingle. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they didn't really say spider sense yet. Peter
Yeah, because
Tingles really. I hope that they have a name for it, which is spider sense in the next movie, so that way it wouldn't be too embarrassing when when they say use your Peter Tingles for that.
well, I think they're trying to show that it's a new skill or new power that he's discovering in himself. Like
Mm-hmm.
he never really wielded it before. He never really noticed it. They kind of hinted at it in Infinity War where his hairs on his arms stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, he never really learned it, and I think that's they're trying to show like it's new. They're still
Mm-hmm.
trying to like even come up with a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think once he masters it, which at the end of the movie he does
Yeah,
use
that
it
action
very
sequence
well.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so what do you think about that Peter Parker slash Tony Stark, scene where he acts like
Uh,
he's, using the computer like Tony did,
yeah.
and
I
Happy
love.
was there looking at him, and
I'll set the playlist.
yeah.
No, I thought that was cool. Like that's Peter at home. Like he is a tech geek, very much
Hmm.
like Tony. Like he's science oriented. He knows his stuff. Um, that was him kind of. That was his therapy.
Hmm.
That was like this is my comfort zone. This is where like let's do this. Like this is where I work.
Yeah, and you could
Uh,
totally see that.
he's focused.
Yeah, he's focused, and he has that Tony Stark, thing, and you kind of you start to see that he can totally fill that void that people are
Yeah.
missing. That no Tony Stark, void. Um, I thought that was really cool that they did that. Okay, so flashing forward to um, scrolls. Scrolls
No,
taking place.
not even the scrolls. I'm seeing that scene with like the that place in Germany. Was Nick Fury even there, or was all the people an illusion? Because Agent
Maria Hill.
Maria Hill was a hologram, and then I know Quentin was trying to assassinate uh,
Oh,
Nick
in that
Fury.
scene, yeah. Nick Fury was never there.
He was never there, right? The entire
No,
time he was never there.
the
Okay,
the whole time he was never there.
yeah. Also, ouch, getting hit by a damn train.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's also very safe to assume. I don't
Hmm.
blame Quentin for assuming that he was dead.
Hmm. Yeah.
Somebody gets hit by a train thinking he's gonna die. All
Hmm.
right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So fasting forward to, I mean, we can totally skip a whole bunch of stuff that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
just action.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So towards the end, I think if you left the movie theater early, the whole entire movie would be a different movie.
Yes, and that's almost why I want to see the movie again because I felt Nick was acting a little different. He's
Yeah,
more
because
casual.
he kept touching his eye patch, and he never touches his eye patch.
Yeah, yeah. And now it makes almost make me feel like the marketing was not as half-assed as we assumed.
Hmm.
Uh, And I almost want to see the movie again because it was weird that Maria Hill was never that involved, like that that like front and center,
Hmm.
and Nick was kind of a pushover.
Yeah.
Like as badass as he is, he was kind of a pushover. Like he's getting ignored. Like even admitted, like I'm not gonna get ghosted by a high school teenager kind of thing, you know?
Okay, so for me, I think the Scrolls uh, was doing Nick Fury a favor because I mean he basically saved the whole entire race with Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
so they kind of owe him a favor of serving him on planet Earth, and it does really make a lot of sense that he's trying to go more of a galaxy scale of trying to protect Earth.
Well, that's the next phase.
Yeah.
That they want to make it more global.
Yeah,
Um,
because of that whole Thanos thing, he wants to make sure that, I mean, before in the past, it was just stuff on Earth that they needed to
yeah,
worry about.
he wants to prepare for stuff that was coming to Earth.
Hmm.
Now he wants to prepare. He wants to prevent from stuff even getting to that point where it would be a threat to Earth.
Yeah,
Which
he
makes
can't be
sense.
everywhere at the same time. So,
Yeah, exactly, and kind of explaining that the Avengers are nowhere to be seen. Like
hmm,
I mean, like they kind of had that scene where like, oh well, what about so and so? Oh, they're not here. What about
hmm,
this? Oh, they're already engaged in another mission.
hmm,
Um, to have Nick Fury disappear also, I think kind of people kind of freak out, or at least like Spider-Man would have freaked out.
hmm,
And so I get it. Like they kind of had a Nick Fury in place,
hmm,
and yeah, I mean, I would think that the Skrulls are kind of fulfilling that secret agency that he lost when Shield went down.
hmm,
So now he has more manpower. He has technology. He has a base of operations to work off again. He's back to being the head honcho.
hmm. Yeah,
But yeah, that last scene though, that definitely made me question the movie. I wanted to watch it again just to
hmm,
kind of with that knowledge in place.
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that scene when we see JJJ.
Yeah, so that scene was also not that part where Jay Jonah, but him swinging through the sky. That was part of the freaking trailer. I was like, God damn, they showed the trailer, the mid credit scene in the trailer
Part of
with
it.
him swinging with
Hmm.
yeah with him swinging with Zendaya.
Hmm.
But yeah, the people in the theater went nuts
Yeah.
when what's his
J.K.
name?
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons reprised his role as J. Jonah Jameson.
Hmm.
He has not played J. Jonah since the Tobey Maguire one, right?
No, he was in the video game that came out last year.
Yeah. But I'm saying like that's when he first made his appearance is
Hmm.
in the first Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, the Tobey Maguire
Um,
one. Yeah.
yes, but you're right. He is playing. He was playing J. Jonah in the video game, and I think this kind of stays in line with the type of character that J. Jonah has become.
Hmm.
Is more of an Infowars. What's his name?
I hate that guy. Let me see.
Yeah, the water train of the frogs gay.
Yeah.
Infowars.com.
Alex Jones. There you go.
Alex Jones, yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like an Alex Jones fear mongering,
Hmm.
like type of character.
I like that take because nobody
Podcasting.
reads the newspaper anymore.
It's a
So
good modern twist on it, and I think
yeah.
him being a podcaster slash blogger is a good change of
Hmm.
pace, especially for somebody that's uh kind of spreading his views of a certain character.
Hmm.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, so his big reveal from the whole Mysterio clip that was manipulated and
Yes.
unveiling that
All right. Pause
Spider-Man.
there.
Hmm?
I did think it was a little bit odd that the command that Peter had to say was yes, execute them all. Instead
Hmm.
of yes, execute command, he had to say yes, execute. Like that one kind of stuck. Why? Like that's weird. Whatever. And it didn't make sense until mid credits. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
you're saying?
Yeah. So I think yeah. So it was unveiled that Spider-Man is Peter Parker
Yes.
in this clip, and that kind of ruined the whole thing where he's trying to protect his identity.
Yeah, he finally has his life together. He's embracing his
Hmm.
superhero life. He has his girl. He's like, let's do this. And then that happens. He's like, son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
So that means that he won't be able to go to school anymore.
So, in the comic books, there when Peter reveals who he is to start um the Sokovia Accords, the
Hmm.
war they have to the superheroes has to register who they are and their powers. There's also a storyline where he works with Iron Man and
He had to reveal
Doctor
himself.
Strange.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
no, what
Hmm.
Doctor Strange to coordinate. Once the whole accords start being signed and everything's in place, afterwards they would cast a spell to make everybody forget who he was
Hmm.
or forget his identity. So I'm wondering if that's going to kind of play into Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I think so too. Because there's going to be more characters that are going to be crossing over to Spider-Man, because we don't really see a whole lot of any other superhero besides, well, you don't really count Nick Fury as a superhero.
No.
um,
Yeah.
More like an agent.
But you know what? This was a nice kind of like standalone movie though.
Hmm.
For except for the end credit scene, I like that this is not a setup movie. This is very standalone. You can watch this one. Yes, you have to watch Endgame to understand the impact, but for the most part, it's a solo movie.
Hmm.
Almost like Black Panther.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, that scene where Flash Thompson landed and he's like, "Oh, mother didn't come."
Oh, I felt that was a little bit like a half-assed story. Like, I'm sorry, like, why did that maybe included? Like, that didn't go anywhere.
For Flash Thompson?
Yeah, that was like I was expecting another character to kind of console him or something, you know?
Hmm.
Nope, that was just it. Just him getting like
I think it's gonna
his
be a
mother.
while until we get to his storyline, because I mean, uh, for me, I think Vulture's still alive. I think Mysterio's still alive. Um,
Yeah, people have been have trust issues with
yeah,
Mysterio now.
yeah, and I think eventually they're gonna have to do the Sinister Six
Yeah.
storyline for something like this.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll see how they come up with this one, but there's already concept art that they want the Spider-Man 3 to include Venom.
Hmm. Yeah, we already
We'll see.
know Flash Thompson will head that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, we won't know. I think the next Marvel movie doesn't come out until May or yeah, April or May of 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Hmm.
Which is going to be picking off Phase 4. We don't know what it is yet. Uh, I mean, Doctor Strange, maybe
Hmm. Yep.
something. Then I don't think they're kicking off with a new character, but
Maybe
maybe
Captain Marvel, because of that ending with Nick Fury.
might be too soon. And we're not going to get Guardians until 2021, right?
Hmm.
So Guardians is too soon. Maybe Black Panther. Strange. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to see Strange very soon.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll see though. I think that's gonna be it for Marvel for at least a year,
Hmm.
almost a year. All
Yep.
right, Anton. Any? Oh, what would you rate it?
I'd give it a 4.6.
4.5. Yeah, I got
Hmm.
really annoyed with Peter Parker on this one.
Okay.
Also a lot of awkward scenes, like him
Yeah.
pulling his pants down. Yeah. So Anton, if people want to make sure that we're here to cover Phase 4, how can they do that?
They can do that by going to our website at www.the2oc.com, and maybe buy a sticker, T-shirt, and if there was something that we talked about on the show, or that we talked about on our Instagram or anywhere else, they can tap on any of our links and it will take them to Amazon and it will give us a little kickback if anything is purchased.
Yep. You can also follow us on at the 2OC on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I worded that very oddly for some reason. I usually post little products on our Twitter page, find a discount or just stuff we talked about. You can also send us an email to mail@the2oc.com. Let us know what you thought about, Spider-Man. What you thought about us. What do you think about that? And also don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite podcaster app and the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the YouTubes. We're live streaming right now. And for you listening on the audio podcast, you could check out our old ones.
Today's podcast is also brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/the2oc. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from, and you can use it on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. I did talk about last week for Stan Lee's Alliance. I haven't checked it out yet, but that is something that is worth checking out because everybody's talking about it right now online.
I want to check out Adam Savage's new book, Every Tool's a Hammer. Mm-hmm. I just loved his. He annoyed me a little bit in Mythbusters, especially over time. Mm-hmm. But hearing him talk about his career and life and all that on what's his name, the ID10T podcast, mm-hmm. It got me really really sucked in. So I kind of want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All
right, Anton. I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's it.
For the 2OC, I'm Al Flores.
And I'm Anton Dual.
See you guys
later.